So we're going to go over the system builder, where to find it, and how to build the system step by step. So the very first thing that we'll do is we'll navigate over to GREEcomfort.com. Then we'll look at under the tabs for contractors or distributors, and you'll see that we have new, the System Builder app. Go ahead and click the System Builder app. If you have not signed up for it, you will go ahead and click Sign Up. You'll enter the pertinent information and then click Create Account. Once you receive a verification email that you're wanting to sign up, just like every other website, you'll click the link, you'll have your login information, then go here and just click Login. You'll see that my information is already being auto-filled. You click Sign In, and this will open up the System Builder. If you have saved projects, they will all appear here. You could have like nearly an unlimited amount of saved projects. So if you want to be able to find those, you can filter by project name or customer. You can type in Jones, for example, and it will bring up, jobs that match Jones. And since we don't have any projects, we're going to click Create New. And this is where you'll enter your project name, your project notes, estimated delivery date, and the customer information. Once this stuff is in there, this is saved for future reference. But if you're in a hurry, you don't have to go ahead and enter all that information. You can click Save. And down here in green, it'll say successfully save the project and then build a new system. You'll click Build a New System. And here we can select the type of system. So the System Builder works for single zone, multi-zone, multi-pro standard, multi-pro ultra, and like the central air, like the flex system or XPAC, for example. We're going to use a multi-pro ultra today. So we'll click multi-pro ultra. So the very first step on building a multi-pro ultra system is selecting the number of zones. Here we have zones 1 through 8. So you can select anywhere between 1 and 8 zones. Now these systems are capable of going up to 10 zones. And if you do need a system that's going to be at 10 zones, you would use the selector software. We're going to go ahead and select a 2 zone. Let's say it's a 2-story house, and we can have a unit downstairs and a unit upstairs. Next, there's the line set length. The line set length can be an estimate, but at some point you need to go in and measure the line sets and enter that information accurately so you can get the proper amount of additional refrigerant charge. So in this case, we know that from the outdoor unit to the Y branch, it might be 30 feet. So we simply enter 30 feet and then click Continue. You'll see that this is the zone options section, and you'll have zone name here and zone name there. To make it easier to use on smartphones or tablets, instead of having to click each one of these fields and manually enter a name, we have some pre-selected names in a drop-down menu. So if we wanted to select living room, for example, we could do that. But if you wanted to name it something else, you can manually enter the information. Like for instance, in this case, we might just be doing the living area with a ducted unit, for example. Or we could select, we can type in first floor. And that's what we'll do there. Next, we're going to select our unit type. In the case of doing an entire floor, normally what we're looking at is some kind of ducted unit or an air handler. In this case, we want to select a multi-position air handler. It's based on the customer or your requirements. We know what BTU capacity we have to have because we do a heat load calculation or heat loss calculation on these projects. So we're going to select this drop-down menu that shows all the capacities that are available with the multi-position air handler. In this case, in this first floor, we know that we need a 3-ton unit, for example. So we're going to select 36,000 BTUs. Next, we'll have the distance from the Y branch to the multi-position air handler. In this case, it says it's maximum of 50 feet. We know that we need about 20 feet from the Y branch to that air handler. So we enter 20 feet. Now we do our other zone. We can also go second floor. Once we select second floor like that, we can select our unit type. Now let's just say, for example, we're in an attic space where we can put these, these multi-position air handlers side by side. It's a very common application for a multi-pro. So select multi-position air handler. And then the upstairs, we might need 2 tons, for example. So we're going to select 24,000 BTUs. And then we're going to have to determine our line set. Well, if they're sitting side by side, probably going to have the same amount of line set. So we'll select 20. Now you click Continue. You'll see here under the selection section, you'll have systems found 2. All right, so we've got 2 air handlers and a 5-ton outdoor unit. that's selected, you'll see that this says recommended combination. The recommended combination is the system that more closely matches 100% connection ratio, or where the total indoor unit capacity equals the total outdoor capacity. Depending on your application, you may want a different system, but this is the recommended combination. And then it also shows you your total additional system refrigerant charge of only 2 ounces. Okay, this can vary depending on the product. In fact, it always varies depending on the product. All right, next, this system down here. This is not the recommended combination, but this is a combination that absolutely can work. You've got a 3-ton air handler and a 2-ton air handler, and then a 4-ton outdoor unit. So where this mostly comes in handy is when you've got multiple zones, and each of those zones is slightly oversized, and so that your total connected capacity of indoor units exceeds the total required capacity. So you can get away with using a smaller outdoor unit. Okay, so we're going to select this system up here with the 5-ton. Once we've selected that system, all of our project information's up here again, right? And we'll see that system that we selected. You can edit that, you can delete that, you can also generate a PDF. So let's go ahead and generate a PDF of that selection. We'll wait on it to download. And once it's downloaded, it may appear here, it depends on your web browser, but we'll go ahead and click it. And there it shows the 2 air handlers, the outdoor unit. It shows that it is in the Multi-Pro Ultra line. It gives us a basic submittal. And also, if you click View, it will open up the submittal for that unit coming from our website. So you can use that submittal and send that off to your customer or to your distributor for pricing using these model numbers here. And as you scroll down, you'll see that there is the total additional system refrigerant charge. So that's listed. If you print this out, you'll know exactly what you gotta have. And then we've got some general bid notes for this type of system. And all this basically says is that this bid doesn't include things like pads and disconnects and other ancillary items. Now we can go back to our system. And if we wanted to add another system, you can just build a new system for that project. So if you wanted to add a mini split, for example, or multi-zone or any other type of GREE product that's in the system builder, you can add multiple systems to that, like an unlimited amount of systems. So if you had a large commercial project, for example, with many different selections, you can do that with the system builder. So that's it. That's a quick and easy way to put together a system that will work.